All right. Come on in, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome back to your 30-day Elegance Boot Camp. We are up to day 16. We have made it to the halfway point and we are coming down. I am Maggie. You may know me as Maggie, the substitute teacher. I am all about food and femininity. I love helping feminine women attract and keep the masculine man of their dreams. Lucy and I are the founders of the Finishing School for the Modern Woman, where we teach women of all ages how to have more elegance, etiquette, and femininity. Registration is open. Our next session begins in January. You can go to teachablemomentswithmaggie.com for all of the information. Lucy, would you like to introduce yourself?
I am Lucy, also known as Lucasely20. I have a channel that focuses mainly on Spanish, learning Spanish, basic Spanish, a little bit more advanced Spanish. And from time to time, I sprinkle some topics about femininity, elegance, etiquette, and all that fun stuff.
Absolutely. We see you all coming in. Our lovely Lisa is here with her flowers. We love having you here. So what are we doing? If you all are new here, we have been covering a book called The Ultimate Elegance Guide from Vivienne. She is the founder of Woman of Elegance. She also has a YouTube channel. Please check her out. She has been so gracious to allow us to teach from her book one lesson per day. So it's 30 items, and that's what we're doing November 1, through November 30th. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to recap briefly what we've been doing, and then we'll talk about tonight's topic. So let's see. Oh, no. Can I share my screen? Oh, there it is. I might need some help to share, Lucy. Let's see. Do I have too much open? No, I think I got it.
Okay, just let me know.
Always. I think let me go to Canva. Here we go. All right, so we'll go through these. You all that have been with us know that we have been covering elegance from the inside out. We talked about clothing to begin, making sure you have a personal style, making sure your closet is organized, your shoes and accessories represent you well, your hair and makeup is elegant and neat. Make sure your grooming is on point. Make sure you sit up. I have to work on this one, standing and seated posture. Then we moved on to the conversation part of your elegance journey. Make sure you listen, ladies. Make sure you think before you speak. Make sure when you do speak, it is articulate. And number 10, when you do speak, don't share everything, all right? Be discreet, ladies. Make sure you watch your body language so you're not setting off anxious signals. Make sure you're well-read and up-to-date so you're smart and versatile. Then we moved into my favorite category where we are again today for dining. Ladies, we talked about those table manners when you eat with others. Make sure you know how to use your utensils. If you don't, you can ask. And then also how to properly read a menu when you're in a restaurant. up to day 16, we are going to be talking about eating out with others. So, I always say whether it's the holidays or we're coming up on any time of year, it could be networking, it could be a business lunch. You want to make sure that you have the skills so that you conduct yourself accordingly. All right. So, this is Vivienne's book. You all can get your own copy. It is the Ultimate Elegance Guide. It is a digital download. The link is in the description. And with code Elegance20, Vivienne is allowing you all to get it at 20% off. Highly recommend. Shout out to Brandon L. Jett. He has made this book possible complimentary for all of our finishing school students. So we are very, very grateful for him. All right. So before we begin, Lucy, would you like to add anything?
Nothing to add. Let's talk about eating out with others.
Absolutely. All right, ladies. So, what are we talking about today? We are talking about when you eat with others.
Uh oh, you're freezing up, Miss Maggie. Uh oh. So let's give Maggie some time. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, you're
Uh-oh, you
back.
lost me? Yeah, I
Yes.
saw it was spinning a little bit. Okay. Try not to touch anything. So, what does Vivian say? Make it a point to arrive on time. Fold the napkin into a rectangle shape and place in your lap. So let's talk about those two ladies because there's a little bit of nuance. So when you're eating out with others at a restaurant, you do want to be within 5 minutes of the stated time. All right, that's proper etiquette. If you want more about this, Lucy and I had a whole course for you on host and guest etiquette, teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. It's a download, on demand. You can watch it right away. So when you're eating out at the restaurant, what you want to avoid is arriving too early because the host is usually getting everything settled and then you being there kind of like is it ready yet puts more pressure on the host. So if you do arrive early, you could stay in your car, you could sit in the lobby, you could go to the bar. If you do go to the bar and start a tab, that means that you need to settle that tab before you join the rest of the group. Okay, you don't want to add your bar tab onto what the group is eating. Within 5 minutes is acceptable. And we've said this multiple times, ladies. When you dine with others, you want to try and pace the meal with everyone else. So you coming in 20, 30 minutes late, people are either waiting on you or they've begun and now you're catching up. Because again, it's never about the food. All right. So, Lucy, do you want to say anything about being prompt?
Yes, I remember there was this incident where I believe Kim Kardashian showed up to this Vogue event, and the main lady, Ventur, that's her last name, she was really upset because she arrived an hour after after it was the runway session was supposed to happen. So everybody, I mean, she delayed the entire show because she was an hour late. And of course, we're talking about, an example of doing too much or expecting too much from everybody. But you got to be conscientious about the timing. There's a reason why there was an invitation with a specific time of arrival.
Absolutely. And I was just looking this up. Anna Winter, yes, you all may not know her. I had to learn who she is in my style studies, which I am not an expert, but she is one of the chief editors, or maybe the chief editor for Vogue magazine. You all have seen her, a petite white woman. She always has the big sunglasses on. So regardless of it's a celebrity or, business or family, plan your day. Make sure you allocate time for traffic. Just make sure that you are able to have a good time with the company because remember, we don't want people to stop what they're doing and focus on you. The next thing Vivienne talks about is the napkin. I should have gone to grab one, but okay, ladies, when you sit at a table, usually there's a napkin somewhere in the place setting. It could be on the side, it could be rolled up neatly on the plate. You want to take the napkin from the place setting, bring it down to your lap, and unfold it quietly in your lap. None of this. Okay, it's not a bed sheet. You don't do that. We don't. Do this, okay? We're not children. Y'all already know. So you take the napkin and quietly fold it. I'm sorry, unfold it in your lap. What I tell my students and what I've learned is that the crease of the napkin should, I'm sorry, the edge of the napkin should be facing towards you. And the crease is here because when you blot, like I'm going to with a little bit of lipstick, we don't want to expose others to our food stains, okay? So very discreetly, fingertips and lips. Let's see what else. Do you want to add anything about the napkin etiquette?
No, that napkin etiquette I learned from you from our finishing school. It's a very um, simple tip, but it's so important to remember why we fold it in that way. And it's just not to show our lipstick or our mess to others.
Absolutely. And so, a couple other things for napkin etiquette, ladies. I think I said this before, but remember, handle any business before you come to the table. If for whatever reason you do have to get up, that soiled napkin goes in your seat. That signifies to the waiter that you're coming back. You do not put it on the table and you don't put it on your plate. Okay. So, when you're done eating, it goes to the left of your food, but only at the very end. What else does Vivienne say? The host orders food first before the guest. Order foods that are easy to eat. Wait for other guests at the table to have their food served before you start eating. Eat at the same pace with your host and stop eating when they do. All right, ladies, this is a lot. So let's unpack this, okay? Another reason, and we've said this before, you don't want to arrive hangry. You don't want to be that person that's inhaled the food. Part of being a good host is you set the tone and the rhythm and the cadence for the meal. So as guests, ladies, you take your cues from the host. They will be the ones to say, all right, let us begin. Or if you've gathered somewhere, we're moving to the table now. You don't just go up and pull out a chair and just sit down and everybody else is still shaking hands and greeting each other. No, you wait for the host to guide you. If there is assigned seating, ladies, if there's place cards or whatnot, just follow the rules. There's a whole lesson on that, but the host has put people where they want. So if you're unsure, ask. Is there any place you would like me to sit? If it's like, oh no, sit wherever you're comfortable, then do so. But it just shows a little bit of courtesy that someone has put time into planning this. All right. I love what Vivienne says about ordering foods that are easy to eat. And we had a little joke about this with the table manners. But ladies, this is not the time to order ribs. This is not the time to order, I don't know, anything that's really greasy or very difficult to eat unless you have kind of perfected it. I would just avoid it and get something simple that you are familiar with. Maybe try a little something new, but I wouldn't have like sauce dripping down. Like, no, this is not the time for that. So order something easy to eat and then wait, 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 wait. You're dining together. So hopefully you've arrived on time and everyone has ordered their food together. And the wait staff works really hard to try and serve everyone at the same time. They'll keep some plates warm and then bring it all out together. If you happen to be served first, you let that plate sit there. You do not touch it. You do not taste it. You do not have a bite of bread until everyone is served and either the host signifies we can begin or says, oh, you don't have to wait, go ahead. But you never know. There could be a toast, there could be a speech, there could be any part of the function. And then you're sitting there doing your thing, and people are looking at you like, were you raised by wolves? Or maybe that's what I asked the boys. So, a lot of those little things, ladies, give away cues about your level of elegance. So, start when the host does, and then likewise, you stop when the host does. So, if the host is ready for the next course, you finish up and you follow suit. All right. What would you add, Lucy?
I love the part about waiting because, again, it goes back to not calling attention to yourself. Because if you're the only one going at it while everybody's waiting, you're calling the wrong attention because you're just not following the flow. And when it comes to dining with others, I mean, I think you're kind of like at a spotlight if you start doing things a little differently than everybody else, and that's just it creates a weird situation at the table.
Absolutely. So, again, ladies, we've said this multiple times. When you're home and you're comfortable, do what you want to. But when you are in mixed company, you never know who's watching, and you want to make a good first impression because you want to be invited back. Don't be that person that everybody talks about after the gathering. All right, let's see what else. Vivienne says, contribute your part if the bill is shared. Do not take leftovers home. And remember to tip the waiter. So let's talk about this one, ladies. I know. Now, usually, and we talk about this in the finishing school, it's customary that whoever accepts it
Okay, I'm having trouble
cover.
hearing you, Maggie. I think it's maybe buffering a little bit. Uh-oh. Maggie, did we lose you? She was Maggie was saying that there was some issues with her computer. I think she had too many items open, so her pause is perfect. So we may have to you may have to maybe check out and check back in. So she's doing that. So we left at contribute your part if the bill is shared. Do not take leftovers home, and remember to tip the waiter. And I think that what she wanted to say was when you are invited, you are when you are the host inviting folks, the expectation is that you may have to foot the bill. But if that's not the case, I believe just have enough money with you in case you are expected to pay for your own meal. Usually on the invitation, the RSVP tells you exactly whether the meal is going to be on the host or if it's going to be, or the expectation from the guest. Um, Contribute your part if the bill is shared, exactly, and that's where at the end of the dinner we start talking about who's gonna do what. And usually in events that I've in dinners that I've had before, uh, the drinks or the alcoholic beverages are set apart by those who drink because I don't drink. So the parties that do the drinking usually get a separate tip for the alcoholic beverages. Um, Contribute your part if the bill is shared. Do not take leftovers home. Um, I might have a little bit of a not an issue, but things are not the economy is not that good. So if I was eating a steak, you better believe that I'm going to take my leftover steak home. But in general, you just don't take leftovers home. Erin Laura says, let me pull it up. Right, even if the dinner's offered, I try to bring enough to cover my own tip. Exactly, because you never know. I know that I have seen in some of these social media things where there's a woman and a man, they're going out on a date, and somehow the man expects the woman to do the 50-50 thing. What if you're not prepared to cover that 50%? We should always be financially able to cover our meals. And even heaven forbid if your date forgets the wallet, what if you have to spot him for that one time? have enough money in your account to cover the dinner. So let me see if she sent me any messages, because I'm not sure what happened with her. Oh, she said, be right back. All right. So remember to tip the waiter. Yes. If the bill is shared, remember to put in the 20% or 15% or whatever amount you think that waiter is deserves. Usually, if you tip well, they will recognize your face the next time you come in, and you will be treated really well. And for me, uh, being in the service industry, being a waiter, that's a hard, tough enough job. So tipping the waiter percent would be great. Okay, so we have her back.
Sorry, guys. I had a system update. Are you able to hear?
We're good.
Okay. Yeah, it just kind of like kicked me out. My bad, everyone. I'll pick up where we left off. We were talking about the tip, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what is customary. So I'm just pulling up Vivienne's book here because we did talk about this in the finishing school. I think the last thing, so what she says is contribute your part of the bill. If it's shared, do not take leftovers home, and remember to tip the waiter. Okay. So what I was saying is that it's usually customary that the person who invites for the meal covers the meal. That's usually what happens. So whether or not it's a date or a business event, usually the higher employee or manager or executive covers the bill. Or if it's a family gathering, usually dad or someone will go ahead and cover it. But ladies, if it is an event where it's being split, let's say it's a girls' event or whatnot, don't be that person who conveniently goes to the bathroom, who conveniently forgot their purse, who conveniently, oh, I only had water. I have seen it all, and y'all probably have too. It is so unattractive and not elegant. If you cannot afford, that's fine, but that is an event that you need to politely decline. You don't need to say why, but you don't want to show up and enjoy and then stiff other people with the bill. So, of course, if someone is paying for you, show gratitude. Make sure you say thank you and how much you enjoyed the meal, and then let them cover it. I wouldn't go into that thing, no, no, let me, no, let me. That, no, just receive and be grateful. All right. The second thing she says is don't take food home. And I know, especially for those of us that are greedy, but it's actually poor etiquette to ask for a doggy bag. Now, sometimes the wait staff will come to the table and would you like for me to pack this up for you? And they'll do that. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. Nice dining, something that's a little bit more elevated. Ideally, you order the portion that you can eat and enjoy. But ordering extra, taking extra for family members, no. This is not that. All right. And then lastly, tipping the waiter. Some restaurants, it's tipping. Here in the US, tipping is customary. You all know the 20%. In other countries or some places, they may just add a service charge. Don't be that person that refuses to tip or asks to take the service charge off. Um, the restaurant will be concerned, was there a problem? And if there was a problem, it's your job to speak up before the bill comes because they'll do their best to make it right. So that's the proper etiquette on those three things. So Lucy, I know you had to cover me while I was rebooting. Anything to add?
I added on the doggy bags that I probably have on that part. I have a little bit of an issue because if I order a good steak and I leave half of it, I'm taking it home. So, yes, I understand sometimes. But if the waiter says, do you want to take that home? Absolutely. I will never say no. And on the split bill, I would say that if you see that other people are not drinking alcoholic beverages, you pay for that alcohol yourself. You ask for the bill to come in separately because you're going to be taking care of that part, because alcohol tends to be much more expensive. So you don't want to put that weight. If you decide to split it evenly, no, you say, no, I want the alcohol to be set apart because, I'm the only one drinking here. Thank you, Tara.
Absolutely, yes. Tara says, Lucy and I are the teachers in the finishing school, and I would expect nothing less. She is amazing. She keeps me on my toes. It's a beautiful partnership. And Tara is one of our students in the finishing school. So a little shout out, a formal email will be coming. But ladies, if you're interested in the finishing school, we have set our date for our in-person graduation, April of next year. So students who actually enroll in the class and graduate, we will be having a dinner party where we can put all of these etiquette rules to the test. So look, have I taken a doggy bag? Absolutely. But ladies, we want to make sure that you're prepared for any environment. Okay, this is not just a family gathering, and yeah, of course, you're taking food home. But imagine you're in a gown, or you're somewhere very nice, or you're at a company dinner and everybody's had a nice meal, a nice dessert, and they're getting ready to say their goodbyes. And here you come. Okay, I know it's not a doggy bag, but y'all know what I mean. Like, don't be that person. Ladies, read the room, watch others. Okay, so if everybody's just leaving the food on their plate, I know you may be screaming on the inside, but it's better to leave with a good impression. All right, ladies. So the last thing that Vivienne says for day 16, refresh your makeup at the ladies, which is the ladies' room, and not at the dinner table. This could be a whole nother episode. Ladies, any and all grooming should be done in private. I was in a Zoom meeting today with somebody. I was mortified. Okay. This includes, we don't touch our hair at the table. We definitely don't take out a comb or brush and brush it. You don't pick your teeth, not even the toothpick. Excuse me. You don't refresh your makeup. Hopefully, you have a simple enough makeup routine that you can eat a meal and still look like yourself. Excuse me, but if you do need to refresh your lipstick or whatever at the end of the meal, you excuse yourself. And remember, we said you don't say why or where you're going. Excuse me, please. You leave quietly, do what you need to do, and then come back, but not at the dinner table. The dinner table is for dining. What would you add, Lucy?
Absolutely. I was watching a YouTube family. They're pretty wealthy family. They were celebrating somebody's birthday. I think it was on the Amalfi Coast. And they were talking. I know, it was one of those that it's a different environment that I would never even know how to behave. But anyway, they were sitting at the table and they were having the dinner. And one woman, she took out her lipstick and she started. You should have seen the look on the other women towards what she was doing. And, let's say that it wasn't welcomed at the table. So it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't look appropriate. It calls attention again and again goes back to calling the wrong attention.
I love that. And Lucy brings up a great point, ladies. You may be in environments that you want to be in this group. You could be trying to get into, I'm making this up, a country club or your man. And a lot of times, the wives of the other men will look at you to see if they want you in their circle. Now, look, if this doesn't apply to you, it's fine. Is this every day? No, but we want to make sure that you all are prepared and you realize it's not just all about me and my plate. People are watching you. Other people that you think may not matter are watching and have a say so in the things that happen afterwards. So just be mindful of that. We want to make sure our ladies are prepared. Let's see what you all are saying in the chat. That was all that Vivienne had to say. I know you all have some comments here. Everybody saying hello. Yes, Erin Laura says, you don't want eyes on you for the wrong reasons, ladies. And I know I'm beating the drum. You don't want to make it all about you, which is very counter to our culture today, where it's like, slay, and I woke up like this and shut the party down. It's actually so much more engaging to be a little bit mysterious. And people are like, who was that? Who is that? Or I don't believe we've met yet. My name is Maggie. It's so much more impactful and memorable. Believe me, ladies. All right. What does Aaron Laura say? I guess if you know you're going to have a lush or filling meal, don't snack beforehand so you're prepared to eat. I don't know if I agree with this one, if I understand. I guess if you know you're going to have a lush or filling meal, if I understand it correctly, I actually disagree. Ladies, what is acceptable is one drink, maybe two, maybe, but especially if you like to toss it back, I would not. This is not the time or the place. And again, this is the elegance boot camp. When you're with your girlfriends or your family or whatever, you're home, it's private, do your thing. And then also, I wouldn't starve myself because I know I'm going to be eating and then just be that person who's like more, more, more. I would have a modest meal beforehand and I would stick to a modest glass of wine or a simple cocktail. What would you say to that, Lucy?
I think that goes back to the doggy bag comment or the doggy
Mhm,
bag part about not taking what's left over
mhm.
home. So just to have maybe like an emptier stomach to be able to eat everything without having to take a doggy bag after the fact. I'm thinking that that's what she was referring to. And Laura, you can, confirm on the comment if that was the case.
Yes, and we'll go on to the next one. But ladies, don't force yourself to overeat. Proper etiquette is you order a meal that you can comfortably eat because you don't want to be that one at the table. Now you got to unbutton something. Imagine an elegant event. Okay. So this is not about stuffing yourself. We've all been there. We've all had that extra bite and we're like, I shouldn't have done that. And then everybody's like, what? Oh no, are you okay? And there goes the mood. Okay. What is Lisa?
Thanksgiving is coming.
Exactly. Now, oh my God, Thanksgiving is coming. Now, hopefully for Thanksgiving, we're going to be with our loved ones. And y'all know we're going to go back for seconds and probably thirds. I will too, but I'll be at home and, it'll be family. This is about those moments. You may only have two or three of them a year, but this is about those moments where you want to make an elegant impression. Okay, ladies? Lisa White says, if host is covering alcohol, be respectful what you order. Oh, this one touches a nerve with me. I have seen women just order cocktail after cocktail. It is so expensive and it's not attractive. I mean, just no. One modest meal, one modest drink if the host does or says feel free. Okay. That's just so. Anything to add about the alcohol, Lucy?
Yeah, I would say to limit any kind of alcoholic intake just because, again, you just don't want to call the wrong attention to yourself. One, maybe two. I mean, I don't drink. I don't see the need to drink when I'm enjoying the company of others. So it's, yeah, use huge discretion when it comes to alcoholic beverages. If in doubt, don't drink it just because.
Absolutely. Yeah, ladies, this is not the time or the place to test the boundaries. Consider the people that you are with and what they'll say about you and what they may say, ooh, she gets a little loose with alcohol. Not sure if we want to give her this promotion. It happens. Erin Laura says, even if they didn't correct her, they'll probably be talking about her to each other later. Yes, ladies, we all know that person at work that makes the wrong impression. Lisa says lip stains versus lipstick works nicely for dinner. Yes, absolutely. So we're talking about the type of lip cosmetic that actually has more of staying power. So you all have seen the commercials. They don't get on the glass or transfer. So that's actually great, a great tip, Lisa. And if you do get lipstick on your glass, you continue to drink from the same spot. You don't expose everybody to your makeup. Erin Laura says, in regards to the doggy bag, go hungry so you don't need to take food home. That's an option. And Isaiah says, a woman who chooses her words wisely is always a good sign. All right, ladies, you hear it from the men. We talked about that a few days ago. Discretion is key. An elegant woman is mysterious. Not that you're deceptive, but you just don't put everything on display, and your whole life story is not for public consumption. No, no. Team greedy, I know. Drink wine. Alcohol is for partying and wine is for dining. Okay, I like that. A modest glass of wine, and you can ask the waiter to recommend something that complements the meal. That's all that I had tonight. Lucy, did you have anything?
No, I think we're good. I think this was another short section, and we covered everything. Um, I think that's about it. It's,
All right, everyone. So let's see. Tomorrow is Friday. So are we good for our usual time, 9 p.m.?
sure.
Okay.
It's going to be the 2 days, 17 and 18. It's about tea etiquette.
About what etiquette?
Etiquette. Yes.
Ooh, I'm so
So we may go. I don't know if it's going to be long or short because here in the United States we're not into tea. That's
mhm,
more the English side, but it'll
mhm.
be interesting.
Yes, I'm sure we can have some good takeaways. I love a good tea service, and the weather's getting colder, but yes, afternoon tea. So we will cover that. So we'll be back tomorrow for day 17. Thank you all for hanging with us of your Elegance Boot Camp. And we are also available on Spotify. I'm trying to upload these as we go so you all can listen on the go. I'm also available for consults. You can book a session with me complimentary, teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. Thank you all so much for being here. Lisa says, and know when to go home. Yeah.
Yes.
Take your cues from the host. When they start, it's been a lovely evening. Wrap it up. Okay.
Hmm.
Don't be that person, y'all. All
Hmm.
right, ladies, another one done and dusted. We will see you tomorrow.
Adios.
Adios.